Learners, welcome to MMI online classes. Today we are doing Euclidean geometry, proportionality, theorem 3. Okay, so today we are first going to start with how to prove the theorem. Let's say you're given a triangle like this. Okay, and like that. Okay, so, sorry, my bad. Let's say you are given a triangle like this and another triangle like this. Okay, so in the exam room or in the exam paper, you will be given triangles like this. So firstly, you're gonna start to construct. Okay, you're gonna start by constructing. So when you construct, you have to indicate what you are constructing by writing. Okay, so you are required to prove. Let me first label my triangles. So this is A, this will be my A, this will be B, C, D, F, and A here. Okay, so you are required to prove. Let me use another color for the second triangle so that it's easier to work with it. Okay, font. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so what you can do is that after you've labeled your triangle, so now you are required to prove that AB, okay, all over DE is equals to AC over DF, which is also equal to BC all over EF. Okay, you are required to prove all this. Okay, you are required to prove this. Okay, now great. Now what you're gonna do, you're gonna first construct your triangle. So you'll be given that before constructing, you'll have some information that is given to you. You'll be given that angle, sorry, my bad, angle A is equal to angle D, okay? And you'll be given that angle B is equals to angle E. Now take note that it's the angles from the left triangle equals to the angles on the right triangle. So angle C equals to angle F. Okay, so after you've done that, this is the information you are given. Okay, this is the information you are given. Okay, so let's start with proving now. So let me first label my triangle on what information we are given. We are given that, let me use a different color. Purple is fine. Yeah, purple is fine. So we are given that angle A. Okay, I'm gonna indicate it with a dot. So this is angle A. Okay, sorry about that. Angle A represented by a dot and also corresponding with angle D. Okay, with angle D. And then so this angle is equal to that angle. Okay, and then I'm gonna use another color to indicate the second angle. Let me use orange for the other angle. So angle B is equal to angle E. Okay, and then also let me use a different color for the third angle. Let me use this bright blue. Angle C is equals to angle F. Okay, so now this is the information we are given on our triangles. So we're gonna say that on firstly we are going to construct. Okay, we're gonna take angle EDF and place it inside angle ABC. So you're just gonna construct a line from there to there. Okay, we're gonna say this triangle is the same triangle EDF. Okay, and then we are going to label this triangle, and I'm gonna label it using, let me use G and H. Okay, now since we are done doing that, now we are going to go to our proof. Okay, so on AB, mark off AG and DE, right? On AB, we have marked off AG and DE. Okay, and DE, meaning AG and DE are the same. Okay, so we are going to say this, let me just use this color, this is equals to that. Okay, so AG, oh my god, not this color, let me use a different color, my pink. Okay, so AG is equal to AG is equals to DE. Okay, as we have constructed. So on your examination, you have to write that this is construction as your reasoning. This is construction. Sorry about that. Erase that. Construction. Okay, and then that's your reasoning, and then AG is equals to that, and on AC we should mark off that AH, okay, is going to be equal to DF. So AH, this is our AH, is equals to DF. As we have constructed, remember we have placed the EDF triangle on that other triangle, and then after doing that we continue to say that now we are going to join G to H, but we've already done that because we've taken that other triangle to that other side. Okay, so then after that we're going to say in triangle AGH and triangle DEF. Okay, this statement is very important because you are indicating to the examiner which triangles you are using. Okay, so after that, so in this triangle we're gonna say number one. I'm gonna say 1. Okay, so number one, this is how it's going to work. You're going to say AG is equals to DE. Okay, that's your number one. AG is equals to DE. Why? Construction. That's your reason. Okay, put it in bracket. Okay, So we've indicated in our construction, as you can see, that HE is equal to DE. Okay, we've indicated that. Yes, we agree that it is true. And then number 2, you're gonna say angle A is equals to angle D. Okay, why? It is given, we were given that information that those two angles are equal. Then number 3, now remember, just look at how I am going down with this information, this order. Maintain the order of how you are writing so that your reasoning can be clear and it can correspond to what you've written. So you're gonna say AH, okay, is equals to DF. Let's go back to our triangle. AH is equals to DF. We've indicated that using construction. So we're gonna conclude. We're gonna say construction. Excuse my spelling and my handwriting. Okay, so that's how we do it. And then therefore, now we're gonna conclude and say that triangle AGH is similar, okay, to triangle DEF using side. Okay, that's how you prove. Remember, this sign shows that they are similar. Okay, now we've proven in that order. See the order I've written. I've started with the side, meaning its side, and I followed by the angle, meaning the angle, the one that is supposed to follow after the side, and side, which is also the end. Okay, so that's how we do it. And then therefore, again, you're gonna conclude and say, that angle G1. Angle G1, now I am going somewhere. Okay, so angle G1 is this angle. This is U1. Okay, let me just label it on our, this is the one. Okay, so this is the angle I'm labeling here with bright pink. So that's G1. Okay, so this G1 is going to be equal to angle E. Now, what's the reason behind this? Why is this G1 equals to angle E? Well, let's go look at our triangle. So angle G1 is equals to angle E. Why? Because if, my mistake. Let's go down. Because as we can see that we can now say but or because angle B is equals to angle E. How is angle B equals to angle E? It is given that they are equal. Okay, so let's go to our information, the information that is given. Angle B is equals to angle E. Yes, that was given. And if angle B is equals to angle E, meaning angle B is also going to be equal to angle G, because we've taken that DEF triangle and placed it at the top. That means angle G1 is the same angle as angle E. Therefore, they are also equal. So we can now say that therefore angle G1 is equals to angle B. Okay, then therefore if those two angles are equal, it means that GH has to be parallel to BC. Let's look at our triangle again. GH has to be parallel to BC, because now if these two angles are equal, let me use a different color. Let's use this bright green. So if these two are equal, the ones I've highlighted, if they are equal, it means that this has to be parallel to that because of corresponding angles. As you can see, there's an F here. You see, there's an F there, meaning this equal to that. That's corresponding angles. That's why we can conclude that they are parallel. So our reasoning is going to be corresponding angles, oh sorry, my mistake. Let me go back. Sorry about that. Corresponding angles equal. Okay, take note that I'm not saying corresponding angles are equal. I'm saying corresponding angles equal. That's how you prove, because if you say corresponding angles are equal, it means that you have already proved that they are equal, but we haven't proved that they are equal. So that's why we say corresponding angles equal. So as we continue, now we are close to our proof. We are going to say, so now we have found out that those two angles are corresponding, meaning they are parallel. Then therefore, we're going to say AB divided by AG is equals to AC divided by AH. Okay? So, and then therefore, if those two, remember in Theorem 1 and Theorem 2, that if lines are parallel like that, it means that there is a midpoint theorem, proportionality theorem, meaning that those ratios are equal like this. So therefore AB divided by DE is equal to AC divided by DF. Okay, then therefore now we can say that it is because HE is equals to DE, okay, and AH is equals to DF. That is why we said that. So similarity by constructing BG and BH has been proved. Okay, so now the similarity by constructing BG and BH on AB and BC respectively, it can be proved that AB over D, we can now conclude and say that AB all over DE is equals to BC all over EF. Therefore, other triangles are similar. So that's how we prove. Thank you for watching. See you again on our next session, where we'll be doing examples and questions relation to Theorem 3. Thank you for watching.